Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester. How are we doing, folks? Buy me a coffee. Send me a super thanks. The usual. Yes. Okay. If there's no adverts on my videos anymore, it's because I'm demonetized. Bear that in mind, right? So you can buy me a coffee or, send me a super thanks. That'd be absolutely brilliant. You'll know because there'll have been an advert at the beginning. So that's how it's going to work, I think, from this way forward. It's so annoying, isn't it? Let's move you. There we are. I'm middling now. I'm in the middle of the camera. All right, they're putting up scaffolding, by the way. Never ends, does it? It never ends. On the other hand, if I'm in the country and there's no noise except perhaps the odd cart or horse farting, I can't sleep. It's weird, isn't it? Right. I want to bring to your attention what I think is another important case being handled by lawyers over at Doyle Clayton for Dr. Laura Favaro, and I put the link in the Dubris to the crowd justice campaign. I think this is another important case that needs highlighting, so I would be very grateful if you could subscribe to my YouTube and share this on the socials. Thank you very much. Let's begin. Right, so Dr. Laura Favaro is a feminist sociologist taking City University of London to an employment tribunal for discrimination, harassment, victimisation and whistleblowing detriment. First thing I have to ask myself, and you may well be doing the same, when is this going to end? How many will it take to close off this nonsense and get these people out? I really don't know at this point. And universities are hotbeds of lunacy currently. Hotbeds of lunacy. Be a plumber. Be a carpenter. Stop this lunacy now, okay? Right, so what's interesting is exactly what is being claimed here by Dr. Laura Favaro. And there was an update to her case in June the 28th. So as things unfold on the Crowd Justice website, you can see about the tabs, updates. So it will tell you what's going on with a particular case and what money they're trying to raise. They need £77,260. Sorry, they've made so far £77,260. I'm just going to refresh it to see whether or not it's gone up. No, 4 days to go, and they still need another £3,000. So there'll be a day to go by the time you get this, I think, because I'm doing this in advance because I'm away for the bank holiday. Let's have a look and see what else has been said here. The papers lodging my claim, the litigation has begun, have now been drafted and are with the Employment Tribunal. The litigation has begun. The particulars of claim were drafted by my legal team barrister Christopher Milsom and solicitor Peter Daly. Good old Peter Daly of Doyle Clayton. The individual claims I am making are as follows. Direct discrimination because of belief pursuant to Section 13 of the Equality Act 2010. Harassment related to belief pursuant to Section 26 of the Equality Act 2010. Victimisation pursuant to the Equality Act. Unfair dismissal pursuant to the Employment Rights Act of 1996. And whistleblowing, detriment and dismissal pursuant to the ERA 1996. At this point, because City haven't yet responded to the claim, it's not appropriate for me to go into any more detail. They haven't responded to the claim. It's unreal. The arrogance. At this point, there has been something of a delay in preparing the claim because the situation has not been resolved with City regarding my ability to access the data on academics that I collected. Now, bear in mind that what's actually been occurring, what Laura has been doing, Dr. Laura here has been doing, is looking at things like the difficulties around this topic with academics and trying to come up with some quantitative analysis. So the doctor collected 50 in-depth interviews, in addition to under 700 survey responses on working conditions, sex and gender, as well as self-censorship and censorship in academia. All subjects that are of interest to us all, particularly in a free and democratic society. Thus, I am still not, she continues, able to continue with my research, publish findings, or deposit the survey in the UK. They won't give her the data. Data archive, I will not be able to deposit the survey in the UK data archive as per my commitment to the British Academy and research participants. This is heartbreaking, but I continue determined to resolve this. It has meant a great deal of extra work and lawyer involvement. They won't give her the data. Who do these people bloody well think they are? Nutters, right? Is it me, or does academia need putting over my knee and given a good rough spanking. Because it's acting like a bloody child. Give her data. Bloody hell's wrong with you nutters? They're worried. They're scared by the data. They've got to be, haven't they? If they won't give her the data, they've got to be terrified. Don't give her the data. Why? It says things that we don't want to hear. It says that you're at your university. Why don't you want to hear them? Because gender. Because gender. Is that you? Shh. Because gender. Yes. What does it mean? We don't treat women well. That may be it. You don't treat women well. Shh. Is that what they're up to? Nutters. Right? Nutters. So, the next step so that the tribunal will review the claim to ensure it has been adequately lodged, then send it to City. I am told that this process typically takes between 1 and 3 weeks, but can vary. At the point that City receive the claim from the tribunal, they will have 28 days to prepare their response, which will set out how they are pleading their defence. I could not be more grateful to everyone that has contributed to the case so far. I would not have been able to get even this far without you. I have no idea that I had this level of support, and it has been humbling and empowering to learn it during what are extremely testing circumstances. The fact that aspects of my dispute with City are still ongoing means that the level of legal assistance I need is higher than it would be in another case where the situation is concluded and litigation is happening about the conclusion. Right? Here, the situation with the data and my ongoing research is still developing, which makes the legal issues more complex. But Dr. Laura, that's perfectly understandable. We get it, right? I'm sure we get it, that you need help to be able to make sure that you get your data. For that reason, I may not need to revise upward the total amount. I may need to revise upward the total amount that the case will cost to take it to a conclusion. I will continue to keep you informed on progress. Thank you again for your truly valuable support. And then there's a Spanish translation there, I'm assuming because Dr. Laura is Spanish or Spanish descent. But that's the update there. You can't underestimate how mad these nutters are. And then when you go to the pledges, it's as I always see with this type of thing. It's not that we're, that there's funding for Dr. Laura from the far right are suddenly giving her loads of money. It's not. It's people like you and I giving a tenner. That's what it is. You just look down the list yourselves. Giving a tenner. £10, £10, £10. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Good on you, Laura. Good luck, Laura. £25, £10, £25, £20, £10. Is this how we're doing it? And it is how we're doing it. We've seen this before in other cases. Isn't it an extraordinary thing, crowdfunding? Look, Dr. Laura, I wish you every luck because I think this is another important case, particularly in regards to the access to the data. What's in the data they don't want people to know? That's what I want to know, and Laura's got the answer. It might be that the data says things I don't want to hear. I don't care. I want to know what the conclusions are and then allow that to be reviewed, peer-reviewed, and under systematic review, and find out whether or not what Dr. Laura's got to say has efficacy in ending the LGBTQ nuttery that we're seeing and the kind of censorship and the kind of foul play that appears to be being carried out by City here. We won't know until the end of the tribunal whether that's found to be so, but I imagine it'll be interesting, right? So if you can help, just, do. I'll put the link in the doobers. As always, great to chat. Hey, onwards, folks. See you later.